Hi, Tree Town Tony here. I'm actually in Tree Town right now. It's absolutely one of my most favorite places in the world. As a as a guy gets angry at another guy, whatever, angry driver's right in front of me. That's perfect. You know, it's so funny because I haven't really been I haven't felt compelled this entire time that I've been in my hometown to make a video until this moment, and it was actually related to what just happened. It was a traffic moment, and I was like, I saw this guy who was just being really impatient. He was just like, um, he was behind another car, and that car was turning left, and he had to wait for that car to turn left, and he was kind of like throwing his hands in the air and like kind of being like, you know, all like really upset about it, you know, that the guy wasn't turning yet, you know, or that he didn't cut off the car that was, you know, they had the right of way or whatever. And I'm just like, I used to be that guy. Like seriously, I totally used to be that guy. And I'm not that guy today. Like I don't have to be that guy today. And I'm so grateful for that. Today I'm living in the results of my actions. Today I am living in the happiness, that the newfound happiness that I have, and it's really been a really amazing experience. I don't know how to put it in words, but essentially I you know, I can keep describing it, but essentially I was in a place where a lot of these things from my past, a lot of these things that, you know, it had happened to me that I let just kind of fester and grow and become more and more debilitating, more and more hostile, more and more miserable, until something inside of me, you know, like something inside of me wanted better and knew, like I just knew in my heart, in my spirit, in my soul, in my being, and who I am. I knew that it was possible. I knew that getting to where I am today was possible. Excuse me, but at the time that I made this decision that I'm gonna start doing, you know, it's like taking these healthy actions, I was in a pretty bad spot. I really don't think that I really logically believed that it would be possible to be happy. I just think that I knew that there were people like me that had suffered the same, if not much worse than I've suffered, and I've suffered. I'm not gonna underestimate the fact that I've suffered, but I know many people that have suffered much worse than I have, and events much more traumatic than I have, that have overcome it and have come through the other side and have been inspirational and have been excuse me, and have been the kind of people that you can look up to, the kind of people that inspire hope, that, you know, I'm hoping that I'm one of those people right now for you, if you're watching this. I'm hoping that I'm one more person. Sorry about my throat. I hope that I'm just like, I'm at least one more person that has told you that you can get through it, that you can start taking steps toward getting well and being okay for the first time in a long time, if ever, and then going on to just being happy with life and being okay and knowing that you're going to be okay regardless of any event or any circumstance. And there's some of them that I just dread, and I don't think about those. I don't want to live in those. I don't want to live in the times that I worry about before they've occurred. So I don't want to worry about them. I don't and it's hard sometimes. You know, and am I saying that like today is perfect? No, it's not perfect. I mean, I feel emotion in a pretty deep way, and you know, when it's time for me to cry, I cry. When it's time for me to laugh, I laugh. When it's time for me to smile, I smile. And you know, for the most part, I'm like this. Not always. I have my moments. Like everybody else, I'm imperfect. I'm so imperfect. I have so many flaws. But today I'm living a much happier life, much better life. You know, I got out in the fresh air. I walked. I started to socialize again. I started to eat better food. I started going to the gym eventually. And through that whole process, I was doing spiritual work. I was living by the Spirit. And I believe it was that intuition, that there was that voice. You know, and I know it might sound crazy, but I don't think I sound crazy when I say this, because I know a lot of people, many people have said to me that they've heard the same type of voice inside of them that has given them some type of direction, that has given them some type of instruction. I heard a voice, you know, and my voice was, do what you love, go work with dogs. And I know for a fact that those canines had a lot to do with me going from that dark place to the place I am now. Those animals, I something about dogs, and dog people know. It just elevates you. It just lifts you. It fills you full of love and joy and laughter and sometimes frustration and anger. But that bond, you know, and I was doing a job where I got to bond with multiple canines and got to spend time with them on a regular basis, on a weekly basis, over and over again. Every day I was spending time with canines. And then people would ask me, they would ask me, like, they would literally, why are you always so happy? You always seem so happy. And I, you know, and I was like, well, I work with dogs. Could that be it? I mean, one, I work with dogs that are just, like, dogs are so amazing. They're so great to be around. I get to work with dogs. That's how I earn a living. It's one of my income streams. Not only that, but I don't have to work with people. Not really. Like, I work with the owners, but my coworkers, I don't have any human coworkers. Not really. On a pretty limited capacity, but for the most part, 90% of what I do is spend time with dogs when most people would be spending time with other people. Nothing against people. I love people. But people can be really frustrating. People can be very difficult to work with. People can be, they can bring a lot of their drama into work, and it can have a negative effect on the way you feel, you know, the people around you and the things that they're doing and the things they're saying. If you let it, you know, those things can have a negative effect on you. And I've learned that I don't have to let those things have a negative effect on me. And at the same time, I was able to choose a different path. I was in the same career for 27 years, and I decided after hearing that voice that my career was going to change, and I was going to focus mainly my income, my love. I was going to follow my heart, and that's all I've been doing is working with dogs. And it doesn't necessarily matter whether I've seen a dog on a day or not, but I still feel good inside. I feel good inside, really. And you can feel good inside. You know, do some research on what it is, you know, what your symptoms are if you don't have a diagnosis. Even if you do have a diagnosis, maybe do some more research. I know I don't want to sound like, you know, you just go on Google and diagnose yourself, but you can get a lot of information about what's going on with you, and there's you know, actions and success plans. There's things that you can do. I believe in you. I love you. Take action. Thank you. Thank you.